Ms Patten.
Thank you, President. My question is for the Attorney-General. Only minutes ago on the steps of Parliament, I received a petition of 65,799 Victorians, and this was from the Smart Justice for Young People Coalition, calling on the government to raise the age of criminal responsibility to at least 14 years. And this is a proposal that's largely consistent with the findings and recommendations of the inquiry into Victoria's justice system that was undertaken by this House's Legal and Social Issues Committee. Now, previously, Attorney, you indicated a federally consistent approach was your focus. So with the meeting of Attorneys Generals occurring just a few days ago, can you detail what progress was made on this issue and when we might expect a report from the working group and action in Victoria?
Attorney General.
Thank you, President, and I thank Ms Patten for her question. And of course, the conversation around the age of criminal responsibility is very important. And I do welcome continued advocacy from groups. And of course, no one wants to see young people caught up in our justice system, let alone in our custodial system. What we know is that those numbers are very, very small here in Victoria, and very proud of the work that the government continues to do, particularly in the youth justice space, to continue to drive down those numbers. The meetings of Attorney General last Friday was really positive. Really welcome conversation about raising the age, about diversion, about alternative pathways for young people to keep them out of the custody system. We have a change of federal government, which has a change of focus and actual interest in this issue, which was very forthcoming. But to have every state and territory that is interested in this issue cannot be understated. I think the conversation at the national level is important, particularly for those of us that have electorates that border other states. I think national consistency in this space is really good. I've always said raising the age for me is not about a number, because I want it not to matter. I want to make sure that as a government, a whole of government approach, we have the services, the support and the programs in place so that kids that are currently caught up in the justice system have somewhere else to go. I don't want to be in a situation where we raise the age to an arbitrary number and all we're doing is deferring the date that those children come into contact with the justice system. What we want to do is make sure that any changes to the criminal age of responsibility has careful consideration about what happens to these kids. Right now in Victoria, we don't have any kids aged 11 or 12 in custodial settings, for example. We haven't for a while, and we hope we don't have that. We have the Children's Court and services that are really focused on making sure that any of the kids that are at potential risk of entering the justice system in that age cohort wrapped around and made sure that there are alternatives for them. We do have some 13-year-olds, small numbers again. I know that there is an argument for raising the age to 14 or 12. We're all having these conversations, but for me, the importance is making sure that those support services, the safety net, for example, is put in place before a number's changed.
Ms Patten, on supplementary.
Thanks, Minister. And yeah, you're right. We do need those services. And when we're spending $3,000 a day for children in our justice system, that's $3,000 a day that we can't be spending to support those families. As you said, we know that this is largely around disadvantage and families in intergenerational disadvantage many times. So I agree with you, there are better ways to deal with children at this age. And I welcome that I'm pleased that you're welcoming this advocacy. So by way of supplementary, would you be prepared to receive from me directly the petition from Smart Justice for Young People and respond directly to the organisers of that petition?
Attorney General.
Thank you, President. And Ms Patten, I'm sure if you would like to present anything that on their behalf, that's fine, but I can guarantee you that most of the signatories and all of the organisations that are signatory that have personally met with me in a range of forums, or at least had contact with me, my office or the department. But if you wish to double that advocacy by personally representing them, then I welcome that. But that's not to say that I don't have personal contact with many of the people that are represented by that petition.